Good morning, comic book fans. Welcome back to Comics in 5 Minutes. I am your ever-loving host, Shorty, and today we are reviewing Ka-Pow from Image Comics. I have to apologise, I'm about to pronounce a name here, and I apologise if I get it wrong. It's written by Julio Anta, with art by, and this is a problem one, Anna Wycheck, I think is how it's pronounced. I apologise if you're watching this at any point, and if I've pronounced it wrong, I do apologise. I've literally only ever seen that name written down, and I'm making possibly an incorrect association with a word I've heard said out loud that's not the same word. So I apologise straight away if that's the case. But he deserves credit as writer and artist of this comic book. You both do an excellent job. Probably should have buried that lead a little bit more there instead of starting out by saying you've done a brilliant job, shouldn't I? But anyway, we're here to review. Let's actually get into the meat of it. First off, I was going through my head for the past 10 minutes about how I was going to approach this as a comic book review rather than just me getting onto a political rant, which is really, really easy to do. I mean, this is a political comic book. You cannot deny that it is. If you go into this comic book with absolutely zero interest in the politics of it and you leave with zero interest in the politics of it, then as a reader, you have failed to engage with it. You have purposely moved away from the very valid points it's raising. Whether you agree with them or not is completely up to you, and you could read this one and get angry because of the way asylum seekers are treated, or you could get angry because they're allowed to even attempt to enter your country. It's fine. If it raises your temperature a little bit, if it gets you thinking, then it's succeeded. And as a reader, you engage with it, and congratulations, you've done what you're supposed to do with comic books as well. Brilliant. It's what's supposed to happen when you read things. Quite often there's an argument made that genre fiction, which would include comic books and the like, are low art because they basically just deal with like concepts, fictional concepts rather than things that matter. But I've always said, and I keep saying this for many, many years, prose fiction, while being on its own, can do great things. Genre fiction can do just as well. They just do it in different ways. And this is a superhero comic book. Weirdly, I did not know it was when I picked up reading. I wasn't going to mention it at first, but I was, again, thinking about doing this review. Thought maybe that could be considered like spoilerish because the super element only comes in at the end. But the creators actually have never hidden that. It just turns out that I've not bothered reading up on it. Literally, I was looking to the review today. It was an issue one. I thought I'd give it a shot. So the fact that it's a superhero thing, we can just kind of accept that. But it's a superhero thing that's doing something else. And again, without getting into a huge conversation about it, it's dealing with people coming from a different country, Guatemala, if I remember correctly, to claim asylum in the United States of America. And it happens at a point when there's a new president, 45th. And it starts with lots of little vignette stills of the journey this mother and child are making, overplaced with dialogue boxes of a speech that was given around about the same time. At least, I think it's a speech. I recognise certain elements from it, but I didn't have the time to research and find out exactly who made the speech and if it's 100% accurate. But it's one that ends, it's morning in America again, persecuted to the fullest extent of the law, and then some, that kind of thing. And it all fits quite nicely because the people making the journey didn't know this speech was going on, so it just shows them actually going with hope. This hope is kind of eroded on the first of the splash pages you're going to get. Very, very effectively done here. Of the icebox. I'm sure people have seen pictures very, very similar to this, or video footage of very similar kind of areas. And that's the point when he starts to pull it down a little bit. But at no point does it do it in a way that feels gratuitous. And it could have done. It could have like really heightened the fact that the people who've made the journey here are all angels seeking a bright and shining new life. It doesn't really go that way. It's people who are leaving because criminal gangs have attacked this woman's husband, killed him, and are coming for the kid as well. And it's like, well, we don't know if that's because this guy was involved in criminal activity. We don't know what side of the law he would have fallen in on. It also doesn't have everyone who works in the detention facility being out and out evil white supremacist, white nationalist, or even just an insular nationalist. These people are just doing their job. Some people get more enjoyment from their job than others. Some people do it for different reasons. And again, it could have gone like really far into it. It didn't. It does its best to balance a story, I think, as much as it can do. But it also it never asks us to forgive people who do stuff, do wrong things for the right reasons. They're still doing wrong things, and that's going to come back. And as it's going on, the dialogue is brilliant as well. It feels like it's a nice little flow of it. The cadences are brilliant. It's kind of language that would be perfectly done read out loud. They do a thing where it's like Spanish is in red, English is black, and it's kind of worked quite nicely as you see the conversation drifting backwards and forwards. It's a simple trick that comics do all the time, but I always quite like it. And eventually you get to the horrifying bit near the end, and all of a sudden, then you realize, oh my god, this is a superhero comic book, or at least it's going to go in that direction. Superhero, maybe, maybe not. Supernatural, certainly. But the journey to get there is captivating. It keeps you engaged, keeps you enthralled, and at no point was I like, "Oh, can we get to the end?" or "I've seen this story before," or "This is just doing it for political points." Everything fed the narrative, and that is really important when you're going to do this kind of story. If you're making points for the sake of making a point rather than points for the sake of telling a story, I think it would have been. I'd have set this as a failure, and it is not a failure in any stretch of the imagination. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see what happens with it next. Anyway, that's it for me. I'm going to be back on Tuesday with another unboxing video. Until then, take it easy, stay safe, bye.